Okay, I got that sign. Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you so much for agreeing to take this time out of your busy schedule. And we're very, very happy to hear that the COVID cases in Sydney have gone down, and hopefully that means that things are improving there.
Yes, good morning, Jane. And yeah, I'm very glad that things are improving much better.
So we wanted to come to your community because we found it a very, very welcoming place. And we hoped that we would have an opportunity to meet with you, and here we are. And could you tell us about your community of Membertou and a bit of the background on how the community has progressed since you became chief in 1984?
Yeah, well, Jane, Membertou is a Mi'kmaq community that's located 3 kilometers from downtown Sydney in Cape Breton. And I've been chief for almost 4 decades. And in that time, our community has really focused its attention using economic development as a roadmap to growth and financial sustainability for Membertou's future. Well, since the 1990s, we've tripled our land base, acquiring land and properties. We also became ISO 9001 certified, showing the business world that we value credible business practices. We now own and operate 12 corporate entities that range from tourism, hospitality, sport and recreation businesses, to fisheries, food, and beverage operations. We run the Membertou Development Corporation and our government operations for the community. We employ approximately 600 people, of which 60% is our community members.
Wonderful. What just amazing accomplishments even in that long time. I understand education, youth, and community service are priorities for your council. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, Jane. Every year, our council lays out our strategic goals for the community. And on top of those lists is always education. I've seen personally the change that having our young people educated can do for the advancement of our community as a whole. We have many good, strong jobs available in Membertou, and the goal is to have our community members fill those roles whenever possible. We have set up a program where through the earnings of our corporate businesses, we are able to fund our young people for post-secondary education. Now that's whether they choose university, college, trades, and other private education. So long as it helps them, to provide them with the tools that they need to be able to function in the outside world. We also provide training and upgrades for any community member who wishes to further their education at any point, at any age. We consider ourselves very fortunate to be able to do this. And by making it a priority, we've seen immense opportunities presented to our young people. Our graduation rates weren't ideal in the past, less than 50%, even lower. But now, because of our changes in Membertou, in our stress on the importance of education, our graduation rates have now risen to over 90%. So we're very proud of that.
Wow. That's a major, as an educator, I know that's a major accomplishment to create a culture where that's possible.
Very much appreciated, Jane.
Yeah. It's a long time to go 12 years to school. And when you're that young, it's very hard to see the end, and time goes so much more slowly when we're young.
Yes, for sure.
What components made it possible for Membertou to flourish under your leadership?
Well, I believe that my leadership is what I call people eccentric. And since the day I was elected chief in 1984, I come to work every single day with two core values in mind, and that's honesty and fairness. I use these values as a way to evaluate new opportunities, to work with staff, and to lead our community forward. A big part of Membertou's success has been our consistency. We stay consistently committed to our priorities and always put our community's best interests first. We treat our employees as people first and employees second. We care about their well-being and always try to lead from a place of understanding. We've infused our Mi'kmaq culture into our work culture, and I think we are better off for it. We value family and community, and they always come first.
You know, when we first came to Membertou, the people that we met were so welcoming. It was an exceptional experience. They were supportive, and it was a wonderful place to be. And I'm so sad that we couldn't bring all of IODE to see that, but you've given us a little peek into the window. How do you see moving forward in the future?
Well, Membertou is a really robust position right now. As you know yourselves, we recently led a $1 billion Clearwater Seafoods acquisition with 6 other Mi'kmaq communities. And by the way, we call ourselves the Magnificent Seven. and this is along with our business partners called Premium Brands. Mm. And we did our due diligence with Premium Brands, and we were just absolutely delighted on how much of a reputation this company has and the size of it and how it manages its companies. And we look forward in working with them because I know that they're going to help us. They're going to help us grow the company here in Atlantic Canada, and of course, the company will be staying in Atlantic Canada, and we're going to help it grow.
That's good.
Yeah. So we also continue to be invested in both our commercial and modern livelihood fishery, which we're working on the rules for that along with the government. We also just added 42 hectares of land to our community and are in the planning stages of a new retail district called the 7th Exchange. So look out for that sign.
We will.
Yeah. Also, we're planning on new housing, and there'll be new neighborhoods being developed. We also partnered with our local hospice society, who is opening a new end of life residence in our community. So we look forward to that. We donated the land and the infrastructure, such as the water and sewer, for the facility. So we're very proud that we were a good part of developing this residence, very much needed residence. Mm. But aside from our business operations, our community has many opportunities coming its way. We continue to advocate for Indigenous rights and work alongside government partners to move our relations in the right direction. Lastly, I want to acknowledge the wonderful work of IODE across Canada. I looked into the history of IODE going back to when it started in 1900. And I'm aware that the Nova Scotia chapter was in 2021. But I know that, like us in Membertou, your goals are focused on making life better and easier for those in your communities. And for that, I commend you. Thank you.
Thank you. What you have accomplished and what Membertou demonstrates is a great model for us, because we're both very old organizations. We're much younger, but to go forward, to change, to make a positive future, that's a great model, and we have learned a lot. Thank you for helping us.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back to see that new development.
Okay.